everybody. I'm Ryan. Welcome. This is Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. It's like the ultimate guitar song. It's the first one you should learn. Maybe there's some easier ones you should start with, but let me tell you, this thing is amazing. You're going to learn so much about guitar with this song. And that's why I love it. I mean, there's so many different ways you can play it. It's just a simple little progression with a few little tricks and techniques, and they all add up. I mean, once you learn this one, it's like you can learn to play any song out there. So let's zoom in and have a look. We'll start at the beginning and go slow. I promise you, even a beginner can play this one. It's not that hard. So what you got is we're going to learn how to do a slide on the guitar. We'll start up here on the 3rd fret of the B string. 3rd fret of the B string. Slide it up to the 5th and back. So, can you see that there? I'm only picking that one time, sliding it up and back, and then picking it again. And then you can get your pinky on the 4th fret of the G. You slide that down to 2. So, check it out. You got you do the slides and then you go to a G chord. So one more time, real slow. 3rd fret of the B with your index. You pick it, you slide it, and back. Pick it again. Pull it off. And I told you we were going to get into some technique with this one. I mean, here it is already. With it's called a pull off. You don't. There's lots of different ways to get cool sounds out of the guitar, and one of those is how you pull your finger off of the string. So you're not going to learn this overnight. You know, this is Jimi Hendrix we're talking about, one of the all-time greats. You know, this stuff's hard, but the 3rd fret of the B, slide up and back, pick it, and if you bend it and you put it under tension and then kind of flick your finger off, you'll get that sound there. It's a lot different from if you just and then you can do the same thing with the flicking your finger off. Your pinky finger, when you move it on the G string, if you flick that off, you can get the sound out of there too. See, my pick's way up here. So. E string. And you got your pinky free. So check it out. You're holding this E chord, and then you're going to put your pinky down, and you're muting the E string while you're fretting the A and the D, third fret, and you're making a power chord there, which you're gonna slide up to the fifth, so start over at the beginning, real slow. Gets me every time. What a beautiful piece of music that is. So yeah, once you slide up here, I mean, and yeah, this is really technical, and yeah, it's the technique we were talking about. But so here, you got the E string muted, but then after you slide up here, you unmute it. And I mean, we're talking about movements of like 1/16 of an inch maybe. So it's going to take some practice. Slide down to 4, back to the chord. So there you are. I mean, we're like halfway done with the sickest guitar intro of all time. Where else would you rather be? Let's go. So, at the beginning, you do the slide, and the slide back, and the pull off, and then the slide, and the pull off. Hit the low E and play around with the chord, and you slide up, back to the E chord, and then you're gonna jump up here to the 7th fret on the D string. That's this one. And you're going to do a hammer on with your pinky on the 9th fret of the D. So you got bow wow. And then you hit, when you grab the 7th fret of the D, you also grab the 7th of the G. So you can hit them at the same time. So you go bow wow. You can add this one on top of your index for moral support. And then you just slide right back down to the E chord. And then you go up in fifths. Let's start at the beginning and we'll go through it real slow. 3rd fret of the B with the index. Slide it up to the 5th and back. Hit the 4th of the G with your pinky. And slide it down to 2. Pull it off. Make the E shape. And then you hit then you put your pinky down on the 3rd fret of the A and the D. Slide it up to 5. Jump up here to 7. Alright, so check it out. Now we move into the rest of the song, which, by comparison, is really easy. You just, you just go through a series of bar chords and go through the circle of fifths, and it just repeats and repeats, and you can jam it on a loop for who knows how long. Alright, so what you got is what's called a C bar chord. You're gonna good on the A string, 3rd fret, with your index finger. And you're going to press down as hard as you can on all 5 of these strings. This low E up here, you're just nudging that just enough to mute it. You're not fretting it. And so then you can take your pinky and you can bar the D, G, and the B right down here on the 5th fret. And so your E is muted, your A is on the 3rd, 5, 5, 3. And so that's a C chord. And so this is called an A-shaped bar chord. You know, I told you this was the perfect guitar song, and that's why. Because you're going to learn the difference between an A-shaped bar chord and an E-shaped bar chord. And so what happens is, you know, the E is like the first chord you should learn with the guitar. You know, surprise, it's tuned in E. You got 6 strings, and 2 of them are named E. E's pretty important to the guitar. So, there's lots of different ways to play the chords, but if you put your middle finger here on the 1st fret of the G, and your middle finger here on the 2nd fret of the D, yeah, I mean, you can flip-flop them. I like doing it like this. Just make sure you got middle on the 1st of the G, Your pinky's on the second of the D, and your ring finger's on the second fret of the A here. So there you go. That's an E chord. And one of the things you can do with the guitar is you can slide that. You know, any chord, you can make these chord shapes and you can move them anywhere on the guitar and make music. You got to learn the chord shapes though. And there's not that much to it. There's not that many of them. This is an E shape. And then you can slide that up a fret. But that doesn't sound good at all, does it? No. So, you get your index finger free though. And you can do what's called a bar. You can, you just put it all the way across here like we did before with the A-shaped bar chord. Except you're fretting all of the strings this time. And the harder you press down on this stuff, you know, the better it's going to sound. It might be a little bit difficult at first, but you'll work up to it. Look. And so check it out. If this is E, what do you think this one is? That's an F. F sharp, G, A. Alright, so now we got the different bar chords down. And you can just practice, because it's going to take some practice. Going from the C to the G. From the C to the G. From the C to the G. C. Alright. And so then once you're able to do that, like I said, it's the circle of fifths. You just make a circle. You go C, G, and then you move it up a whole step. D, A. Did you get that? You're starting here on the 3rd fret with your A-shaped bar chord we talked about, where this one's mashing down all of them, and then this one's just covering just these 3 here. You can use your pinky or your ring finger. Then you make your E shape with the bar up to the 5th fret. The only 2 fingers I have touching this guitar are this one and this one. So, told you we were going to get into some technique, and here we go with some more of it. So check it out. Told you we were muting the E string here. Now we're muting the E string here. But then when we get up here, this is an E chord. So we can let this open E string ring out. We don't have to silence it. We can move that little millimeter away from it, give it the space it needs to, and you can you can rotate your wrist out a little bit and release your index finger from here. You still want it over here, but if you can curl it over. You can let the high E ring out while you're doing that. So see here, that's one way. But then if you can get it to do like this, and then guess what? That B string sounds amazing with these others. So you can even release that one. And so where all you're really pushing is just this, you got the, yeah, that'd be the 7th fret of the A and the 9th fret of the D. And you're silencing this G. You see how different that sounds? It sounds great. Versus, and I mean, if you wanted to, you could even play that E up there. But then you're gonna jump 7th fret of the low E with the pinky, 5th fret of the A with the pointer, and you just rock back and forth on that. Slide up to 7. Pinky on the 7 of the E, 5th fret of the A, 7th of the E, 5th of the A, 7, 5, 7, 5, E, A, 7, 5. Slide to 7. And then you can come right back down with the pinky, like we were talking about. And you got this open E, open B, G's muted, 9th fret on the D, 7th on the A, open E. So, last part is this, I guess it'd be a walk up on the bass line. After you go, da, 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 and then it's gonna be 3rd on the A, it's not that hard, but it sounds really cool. Check it out. So 3rd fret on the A, open E, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're gonna, these are all on the E string. It's open A, sorry, 3rd fret A, open E, 1st fret E, 2nd fret E, 3rd fret E, 4th fret E, and then with your index 6, you're going back to the A string on the 2nd fret. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go back to the E string to the 3rd fret. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then after you hit this one, that's the 6th fret on the A, then you gotta go right back up here to the E with just the 2 fingers, and you can let that B and both the E strings ring out too. All right, everybody. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I love the song. I'm telling you, you're gonna learn so much about guitar. This is like the ultimate practice piece. Just get in there and get after it. Yes, it's a challenge, but what's worth doing that isn't? Remember to like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see next.